28 telling me I'm still a baby. I get love in Detroit like Skillet, baby. And the thing about your boy is I don't like no whips and chains, and you can't tie me down. But you can whip your lovin' on me. That's right, whip your lovin' on me. Young J-A-C-K-A-K-A, Rico like Suave, Young Enrique, speaking at AKA. She's an alpha, but not around your boy. She get quiet around your boy. Hold on, don't know what you heard or what you thought about your boy, but they lied about your boy. Going dumb and it's something idiotic about your boy. She wearing cheetah print, that's how bad she won't be spotted around your boy. I don't like no whips and chains, and you can't tie me down, but you can whip your lovin' on me, baby, whip your lovin' on me. I'm vanilla, baby. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby. She 28 telling me I'm still a baby. I get love in Detroit like Skillet, baby. And the thing about your boy is I don't like no whips and chains, and you can't tie me down, but you can whip your lovin' on me, baby. Whip your lovin' on me. Young M-I-S-S-I-O-N-A-R-Y. He's sharp like barbed wire. She stole my heart, then she got archived. I keep it short with a bitch, Lord Farquaad. All the girls in the front row, all the girls in the barricade, all the girls have been waiting all day. Let your tongue hang out, fuck everything. If you came with a man, let go of his everybody in stand up, bitch, dance.
Welcome back to Jungle Talk podcast, hosted by Gorilla Squad Gaming. I'm so used to hearing the clapping. I'm like, oh, where's Mott with the clapping? But we'll have that today. First of all, Happy New Year to everyone. We hope you had a great holiday break, vacation. Hope everybody, all the kiddos, got what they wanted for Christmas. GSG, most of us had a great Christmas, great holiday, had a great New Year. Definitely it's a blessing. So we got a few topics to talk about today. A lot of new games coming out. Primarily this month, a lot of new games are coming out. So we're going to talk about, we just found out about Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater remake. We're going to dive into that a little bit. I watched a little video, shared that with the group. We're going to talk about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which is a pretty highly anticipated game. I'm actually looking forward to it. I hope it doesn't bombshell like the other DC games have done. You get real hyped about the graphics and then the gameplay is horrible. Lucky's going to tell us a little bit about Apex. It's a new event, new heirlooms, and mid-season changes. So we're going to find out some things on Apex. Apex is still kicking strong. And we as the group, we're going to talk a little bit about, some of our goals as individuals and, as a group, what our goals are for 2024. As you all know, it's new year, new us, all that lame ass shit. And most people end up still being the same. But we definitely want to do some things to improve our podcast experience with the audience and our gaming, our gaming experiences. So, we're going to get into some sports. Football season's over. Week 18 was last week. As you all can see, I got the Michigan hat on. National champs. Fresh off a national championship after 26 years. So we're still super hyped about that. And we'll get into just recently, Cat Williams had an interview with Shannon Sharp on Shannon Sharp's podcast, which was pretty interesting. So I like to kind of talk to the group and those that caught snippets or actually watched the whole thing, get some feedback on that. It seemed to me like a setup, and it is what me and my wife thought it was. He did announce he's got a tour, a comedy tour coming up, so it's pretty interesting. 'Cause he's one of the people on his one of the people that's going on tour with him is Kevin Hart's ex-wife. I didn't even know she was a comedian. So
oh, wow.
That seems like they going for the jugular on this tour, so it might be the Kings of Ousted Comedy guys personnel tour. So we'll see. But first things first, how did you all enjoy? We took about 2 weeks off. We took Christmas off and New Year's off. How was everyone's holiday? How did everything go?
It was nice.
Yeah.
Calm, quiet.
Yeah, I know you had some good Florida weather out there. While the rest of us froze our butts off out here in the DMV.
I mean, it was nice and chilly, but definitely not your kind of cold.
Yeah, I'll take your chili versus what we had. So,
Right.
but what about you, Kraken? How was your Christmas?
It was good. Spent a lot of time with family. Um, had a few extra days off.
Mm,
Did a little bit of traveling, so
okay,
had a lot of fun. It was a good Christmas and good New Year.
awesome. Smoke.
Nice.
what you was into?
Trapping. I ain't do shit, man. It was just
Local
me and the
trapping.
dogs for Christmas. I was playing Santa Claus to the streets for a
There
little
you
bit.
go.
You know what I'm
There
saying?
you go.
But nah,
Ho ho ho.
I ain't even celebrate the holidays,
Yeah.
man. You know what I'm
So
saying?
just
I ain't the
another day.
girls couldn't come in this year because of work and all that shit. So
Yeah,
I ain't celebrate shit. It was just me and the dogs kicking it.
yeah, I feel you. Mine was wasn't too bad. Actually, it wasn't bad at all. My daughter, each year, she's 2. As each year progresses, she's starting to connect the dots with Santa Claus and her favorite character.
Starting to get
now.
more excited about it and all that.
Yeah, she's more appreciative. She was, we got her a Barbie house, and she, we put it together a couple nights before because I was like, look, let's anything that needs to be put together, let's just put it in front of the tree with a bow on it.
And stash it.
Right, because you let these kids, especially the little ones, rip into stuff, and there be pieces all over the place, and you can't find everything to put the stuff together. So,
Yeah.
so that kind of sat in front of the presents. The presents kind of engulfed it, and she went and hugged it and was like, "Oh, this is for me," So it was pretty awesome. So next.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah, next year we kind of hoping maybe we can get into the Elf on the Shelf. It's something that I've wanted to do, but my boys have always been, too cool or too, they don't, like, oh no, that's gay, So it's like, can't have no fun with them. So do a little something with her. So it was pretty dope. But yeah, let's get into some gaming, man. This January, from what I've seen, there's a lot of games coming out this month. It looks like we're turning a corner to where we're going to finally get some titles that we should look forward to play this year. Tekken 8. We got the Suicide Squad. A bunch of PC titles.
That's not coming out now until I think February 2nd.
Oh yeah, you're right. They did. So
Yeah,
but you
they
can get
bumped it
early
back.
access though.
Yeah.
You can get early access if I think if you pre-order you get 3-day early
Yep.
access.
Yeah, I pre-ordered. I pre-ordered the deluxe edition.
So which kind of puts you.
I'm
in
waiting on
January.
that shit.
So it looks dope. It really does. But
Yeah.
it's so while we on that topic, from what I've seen, it's 2 copies of it. You got the regular, and it looks like the deluxe. It's like a $79.99 one. Of course, I was trying to find the overpriced one that maybe had some some collectible shit with it, but they don't have it. So I'm just gonna stick with the regular one. But overall, it looks good. I just hope that the game doesn't flop like the other DC game with the one that came out with shit.
Justice League.
No, it's the one after that with the young superheroes, and it was actually a show, Gotham Knights. The guy I did actually watch the Gotham Knights show, and then they came out with the game. It was highly anticipated, graphics looked good, everything leading up to it, and then it just kind of like when it came out, everybody was like, "Wow, this is it." So I'm hoping that Suicide Squad doesn't take that same kind of twist to it. But have you all had a chance to watch the video, check anything out on it?
I have not, honestly. Is it going to be on all consoles or is it PlayStation only? I kind of assumed it was going to be PlayStation only, so I was like, yeah.
No, I
guess
think it's
will
all
do it.
consoles. I think it is all
Oh, okay.
consoles. For the most part, I think we're getting away from, proprietary ownership of titles. There's a few titles that are only PlayStation, only Xbox, but this one's gonna be full release PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. But get a chance, check out the videos. It definitely looks good. The graphics look
I
hot.
saw the snippets. Yeah, the graphics.
Nah, that
is
shit
awesome.
looks good.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of. I watch both movies, so it's about time that they have like a decent game that comes out with
And-
Harley Quinn and Deadshot. And
I
all
like
that.
the fact. I like the fact that it's actually a multiplayer for all the characters in the Suicide Squad. The gameplay from the video looks smooth, but you know how that is once you get into the server.
Yeah,
Right.
But the good thing is though is it's not going to be a server with a bunch of people playing in it.
right.
You know what I mean? So, but I think it's going to be the better one. You know, they haven't hit the mark since Batman.
Yeah, you're right. For DC,
So-
they have not. I
Yeah.
feel like they just had a bunch of games and they were just like, okay, nothing like,
But they just weren't it.
nah. You know, like I said, Gotham Knights was, I don't know, you know, they consider it a flop, but you know, that game's like $8 right now. So that tells you.
Yeah, I ain't even. And I wanted to get it, but as soon as it dropped, I started seeing all the reviews, and I was like, I'm not even gonna waste my money on it.
Yeah. First place I checked was the Steam reviews. At the time, I had the Steam Deck, and yeah, it was like a lot of negative feedback, not too much positive. And
The
I hate-
RoboCop one got good feedback though.
Yo, RoboCop. To tell you the truth, they're still talking about that game. Like, it's up for like it's up there like in the top talks. Like they really did it justice by. They didn't create a new narrative. They took it back to the old Alex Murphy in Detroit with the girl cop with them. You know, so they kept the story true to the movie, and it gives it a next gen feel. So it's still trending heavily. I've been waiting for it to go on sale or either hit the Xbox Game Pass, which as long as it keeps selling, it'll probably be a while before it hits that. So
I bought it. I enjoy it. I think it's a great game to play on the Portal because it's a slow shooter to begin with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
no
to me,
multiplayer
it's
involved.
enjoyable.
You can just kind of play it at your leisure.
Just kind of playing at your leisure, kind of moving through it. Like, but yeah, I think they did a good job with it.
Yeah. I read something about some DLC content that they plan to drop for it as well. So it's going to get a little expansion.
If they
to it.
do, I'm gonna have to get me a 4 gig terabyte thing because my shit is about.
You didn't catch the Black Friday sales, man. You like me? I missed it too.
I didn't fool with it. I didn't deal with it. I'm just like shit. I just paid the $250, $300 for that 4 terabyte, man, and just bite the bullet.
Well, luckily for you, you know you got what's the next sale? Bring me your taxes sale.
Oh yeah,
just bring your W-2 and whatever's on there is what you can get. Yes. We'll figure it out later. So yeah, so that should be the next. Should be some sales. Well, we got Martin Luther King and President's Day coming up, so might catch some 20-30% deals then. It's definitely on my radar.
I got to do something before GTA 6 come out.
Yeah. Well, shit.
Sounds like you got plenty of time.
Yeah. It sounds like you got. Yeah, I'm hearing some not so good stuff about it as far as when it's gonna come out. So, I
These
don't know.
videos for Suicide Squad are pretty cool though.
Yeah. It looks pretty
I
dope.
was watching some just now, and they look pretty nice. The
Yeah, me
graphics
too.
are awesome.
Yeah. The thing is, it's like something that looks that good. How well does it play in your hand?
How is it going to actually play with the mechanics?
Right.
Yeah.
So,
it should be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, keep an eye on it.
yeah, it's something that we definitely can jump into as a squad. I think it's 4. You pick 4 characters. Probably get a bunch of stuff with the deluxe edition. So that'd probably be the one I look to get some extra skins and stuff like that. Maybe a season pass out of it. But if it doesn't make it, then it kind of like paid for a season pass that you're not even going to use because the game is broken. But we'll see. Another big game announcement for this year. And another game that comes out, I think this month, it should be in a couple weeks, is the new Contra, which we kind of talked about on the last podcast. Looking forward to that too. That's coming out for all systems, all next gen and PC.
That's gonna be dope.
Yeah, that's gonna be a dope. Just run around, scroll shooter. Probably another one you can play from the portal. You know,
It's a two, and I think that joint is a multiplayer. Like you and one other person can run through it.
and that might not be too bad of stress on the portal. You know, with that, you know, versus
Yep.
You know,
Contra, Contra.
yep. It's called.
Is it coming out as like the Contra?
You're probably gonna pull.
What's
You're
that?
probably gonna pull up the old Contra from '86.
The old one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Xbox 360.
yeah. So
That's what it's pulling up
it's
for
funny.
now.
I said Contra and now it shows up in my damn Twitter feed. That is fucking crazy.
It's living.
Like I literally just scrolled past. I was like, wait, what? Contra Operation Galuga is what the new one's called. Oh shit!
see
It
it
drops
here.
tomorrow at 1 p.m. No, wait, it dropped
Oh,
today.
really?
Did it drop today?
Drop today.
I don't see it in the shop in the games.
Contra
Let's take a
Operation
look.
Galuga.
Oh, I see. This is not currently available.
Oh, okay. Hey, slow down there, buddy. You all right? He got all his pre-orders up there. No room on his damn fucking hard drive. 'Cause I know COD is coming in like Debo. Like,
Man, COD Debo the shit out of my memory.
shit.
Oh my god, did you guys see? Rebirth is coming in June?
Who?
Rebirth Island is coming back in June.
Oh, they're waiting to June to bring that? Why so long?
Yeah.
Why so
I mean,
long?
I thought it was going to be October, so I'm happy that it's going to
Oh.
be sooner than that.
Oh shit. Wow.
Because they said late or end of 2024 or end of next year, whatever they said. So I assumed it was going to be like September, October, but June. And I think April is when Fortune's Keep comes out.
What is the hype behind Rebirth, man? I feel like there's just, I don't know.
It's just
Was
such
it?
a fun map. For me.
Really?
Like for me, it's like that was when me and like all my good friends played together,
Mhm.
and now like that map just felt like it had a better rotation, better buildings. Now it's like all of these buildings cluster together, and you're getting lost in them.
Right.
For me,
Right.
and I don't feel like that when I played on Rebirth. It just felt like it was easier to maneuver and get in and out.
Mhm.
So we played, but now we are all on different games, so we're all looking forward to being able to play the game
Come
again.
back together
Yeah.
as one. Wow. Rebirth Island in June. So you got 6 months. But the way the years have been going by, that'll be here in like, 2 days. So,
Right.
2 days. Are we gonna be like, yeah, don't Rebirth come out on? And
I just can't believe how quick
look at his Twitter. Hey, it came out today.
Yeah, I just can't believe how quick we ran through 2023. I swear it's like it felt like I didn't even get to accomplish anything for real. Like, cause it's like by the time you looked up, it was like, oh shit, it's time to get ready for the fall and pack shit away.
Wait, is
I think that's the trailer.
I got the trailer playing.
Oh, for Contra? Oh yeah,
Oh,
See, it still has that nostalgia of the old one, like that feel, that look.
That 2 day. That yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. That's super.
Kenobi said they coming forward in 2024. Man,
Hey,
they
I
dropping
mean-
this and Metal Gear.
I feel like at this point it's wide open. Like I don't feel like there's any true. Although Tekken is going to be the first game running on the new that new engine, the Unreal 5 engine. I think Tekken 8. So we might get a taste of that, but I mean that's just a fighting game. I'd like to see like what a multiplayer runs like on there. As far as graphically, frames per second, stuff like that, the feel of that engine. But I heard it's a pretty powerful engine. We've seen a lot of games. We've shared a lot of content in our chat with games like, what if we put this on, Unreal Engine 5 and they look immaculate. So, but I mean, it's like we say, it's up for grabs. I feel like anybody could take the crown this year. I don't feel like there's any particular highly anticipated game. I mean, Tekken is probably anticipated. Tekken is a classic. It's an OG classic. But I don't know. It's that Metal Gear.
NCAA football.
Yeah, but you know what? We were supposed to get the commercial last night, and we didn't get it. We were supposed to get the trailer.
That's true.
Right.
We were supposed to get the trailer, so it kind of worries me. Should we be worried it was not ready?
That's weird.
Yeah, it was not ready. I'm sure you had a good attendance on television ratings to air that out. It kind of
They did the trailer for Washington, man, and forgot about Michigan. They like, nope, we can't air this shit.
Yep. So, but yeah, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, a classic Metal Gear game. I still remember the year I had that game. So I bought that game when I got back from Iraq in 04. And matter of fact, I got separated from my first wife, and I got my first apartment, and I had a room where I had my PlayStation 2. It had to be that time frame. It might have been 3, but it probably was 2004. And I got that game. Always, you all have heard me say before, I'm a big Metal Gear, fan. That was the game that kind of hooked me to playing video games altogether. But Snake Eater was different. That was like, you were in the forest, you were young, young Solid Snake.
That was when they had got away from that like map type shit, right?
Yeah.
Where it was like you had to move around and like try to get
almost
where
not,
it really
not
became
open
like
world.
a real player.
Yeah, like not open world, but like you really had to survive in the forest. Like you couldn't just go to objectives. Like let me get to keep running through here till I find somebody. You really had to play the game smart. So it's a classic. It was one of the first games where like you had to hunt. You could be laying down, crawling in the bushes, right, to hide from an enemy, and you see a snake crawl past you. And then the snakes used to bite you. Some were venomous and some weren't, or some shit like that. Or if you killed them, some had venom in them, and they would make you sick. And the others, were good for you. You could kill rats. If you saw any of that little stuff moving on the ground, you could take your blade, cut it, and put it in your arsenal of stuff to eat later. But if you held on to it for too long, because the map did go probably one of the first game. Well, no, Grand Theft Auto kind of did it, but went from night to day, like time elapsed. If you kept the food too long, it would go bad. And it would tell you, had a meter that showed like, okay, like its shelf life. And if, you got into one of those desperate boss fights and all you had was rotten food, that's kind of what you had to eat. But it didn't give you no fair advantage. So definitely looking forward to that. That was one of those games too. The boss fights where you had to be very patient. Very patient. I remember the boss fight in the forest, and I can't remember the boss. And I don't think it was Ocelot, because there's a young Ocelot in that game versus the other games. But there was a old man that used to sit in the forest, and he would like fall asleep, and that's when you could take your shots at him. And then he would like move around and camouflage in the forest, and it's like you had to like scan around to find it to kill him. But it was like the everything they put into that game was, to me at that time in 2004, was probably next level. It was probably one of the funnest. Even the final boss battle when you fight Big Boss, which you all haven't played it, so I ain't gonna give it away. I'm just interested in when they remaster it. Like, are they saying they're gonna do some things different to it? So
the graphics look stupid crazy.
Yeah. Next gen with Metal Gear. Like you literally can redo all the Metal Gears on next gen.
I'm pretty sure that's probably what they're gonna end up doing. That's gonna give them a couple years of, getting back in the market.
Right. I think,
you know what I'm saying. You see they drop in Contra after how many years?
Yeah. Remakes kind of seem to be the wave. What do y'all feel about all these games being remade? Resident Evil remake. I'm hearing there may be a Silent Hill remake.
That's already been announced.
Yeah.
Silent Hill 2 has been announced.
Yeah, one of those top ones. So, Faith, what's good with you, bro?
This is my take on it. It's just like the sneakers, all of that.
Bring those retros
Our
back.
generation, our generation, that was the kids that was bugging our parents to buy all this shit for us, and this is what we wanted, and this was the hot game of the time. All that stuff is going to come back because companies that want to stay relevant, you got to look at it. Now we're the workforce. Now we're the ones making money. We're the ones spending the money.
Right.
So why not bring back that shit? So a lot of people like ourselves that couldn't get our hands on everything back then when we was kids, now we got the option to get our hands on it as adults.
But I feel like we can appreciate it, but how this generation of kids, can they appreciate a Metal Gear Solid 3? Like, if you start with a remake of Metal Gear Solid 3, could you appreciate Metal Gear 1 that came out in the 80s?
I mean, shit, the kid, he's 19, about to be 20. He gets into all that shit. He likes the older games, you know what I'm saying? But he's into the anime games too. But you know what I mean? You're gonna have that, but you got to think there's such a strong base of game because we're the original gamers.
Right.
We're the original gaming base. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna, you know, they're gonna make their sales. It's worth their time to do it, especially if they put out a good product.
Right.
You know what I mean? It'll stay, you know, it'll do its numbers.
Yeah.
And then it'll make people excited for the next one.
Yeah. I think there's probably still enough of us around.
Remember.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and you got to remember, a lot of the younger generation, they be playing mobile games. So a remake of an older game is still graphically superior to what they're playing on their phone. You know, from the App Store or from Google Play. So, and like I said a couple weeks ago on the podcast, we're in a golden age of gaming. Like, we could play games from 10 years ago and it's still good. You know, I just stopped playing Elder Scrolls Online, and I might go back.
You know, there's another one coming out, right? I did read.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls 6 next year.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because they were talking about the order in which not Far Cry, but what's the other game that they make? Fallout. There's another Fallout, another Elder Scrolls, and there's one other game in their arsenal, and they were kind of talking about which order they were going to come out in. But you just now stopped playing it. From how long you been playing it now?
2014.
Shit. That's 10 years. That's 10 years,
decade.
Bro. You stretched that game for 10 years on your own.
Yeah, and spent thousands of dollars.
Wow.
Thousands of dollars.
Wow.
And I'm not proud of it, but it was fun. That's what we do.
Yeah.
You know
but
what
that's
I'm saying?
what you pay for recreational, though.
Right.
I mean, that's
Right.
what you know.
True.
I mean,
Can't put a price tag on some experiences.
Right.
yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, think about it, man. Some of the nights that you get on, you find that skin that you like, you're able to grab that shit, game out with the homies and shit. And, you know, you just catch those moments, man. Like certain skins, even on COD, like I'll go back and be looking at some of the skins I got, and I'll be like, oh, I remember when I got this skin. We was doing, you know what I'm saying, X, Y, and Z.
Yep.
You know, that's why I was happy to see that COD carried over.
That was the best thing they did because,
you know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Lord, you get to
I
reflect.
got tired of losing them.
Right. You get to reflect
Then
on
you
like
get to put-
everything you think about, like a Rainbow Six Siege, right? That's a classic example. Like, if I log on now and see them skins, like we haven't played that game in what, a good year and a half, 2 years,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
There's some skins that if like if we were to jump on there now, what we had back then, motherfuckers would be like, "Yo, where the fuck you get that from?" You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Some
Right.
of the elite skins and stuff like that, limited edition, the Rick and Morty's, all that. Think about all that. I got this. I got the Rick and the Morty.
Yep, I got that one too.
There's so
The Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick, yeah, Pickle Rick, yeah, Pickle Rick, oh yeah, Pickle Rick. Like they don't have those, so I think if games were to do that, like that when we talked about this plenty of times, why can't Call of Duty just do that? Like, just don't
And
come
they
out with a
did
new
it.
game.
They finally-
Just let us
finally did
roll
it.
our shit over and just keep playing. Like,
Yep.
Right.
I was watching this streamer who put together a video about Call of Duty
mhm.
when he said that they opened up the Warzone 1 servers and he was actually able to get into a match. Took him like 30 minutes to an hour. So he was like speculating, since they're talking about bringing back Rebirth Island and Fortune's Keep, that maybe hopefully they'll bring back Verdansk too.
Man, Verdansk, we had a lot of good games and Plunder on there. I'll tell you.
Yeah, I had a lot of good games too.
Yeah.
So for them to bring back old games or remake old games, I don't know, it just brings back the childhood in me, like that happy feeling of you just go back to, oh man, I remember when I played with so and so, or I remember when I did this in that game.
You remember at what point you were in your life, carefree, not caring about anything, running around, your breath stinking musty, toes crusty. You didn't care, but you had a control.
That excitement for you,
right? But you played the game. You with your friends.
But that's like that's how the shit changes. Like for me with COD. Now y'all know by now, I'd have been done maxed out all the prestiges for the first season. I'd be at 250 right now.
Yep.
I enjoy playing the game. I love the gameplay on the shit. I just don't play it as much as I used to.
Yeah.
I'm busy, man. Like life is starting to be life.
Life is life. Life is life. And
it's very much.
And it actually opens up. Because, I will say probably the tail end of the year, we haven't gamed as much, and I haven't even been available as much.
But we didn't really game a whole lot 2023.
Yeah, we didn't
really think about it.
Yeah, it was a lot because of the redundancy of what we were playing. Like the Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, I don't know. I kind of forget. What are they on, 3, 2? I don't know. I just keep buying the game because y'all buy the game. So, I don't even know what version they're on anymore. But
at this point, it's just one of those games you just keep in the arsenal.
Exactly. Like, what we doing tonight? It's Friday. I know everybody tired from working and doing their thing all week. Let's just come together and drink and wild out. So it's. And I know
me and James, man, we clutched a dub in Resurgency the other night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That shit was wild. I don't even know how the fuck I pulled that shit off in the end, but I did. I zoned out, man. It was 1v3.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You clutched up, huh?
Oh wow.
Yeah, I got clutched. I got real frosty on there.
I got a win on Apex the other day. 2 grenades and it landed right between the two, killed them both.
Oh wow! You got the double kill.
Yeah.
What we call those in COD? Random grenades.
Random grenades.
They were, because you can just see I was just chucking them, hoping that they would near them.
That's how we start some COD maps. As soon as it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, everybody just chucks grenades to the other as far as they can throw them. Hope you hit something or blow up a car that blows up a person. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So,
hope you get that throwing knife.
The throwing knives. Yeah.
The throwing knives is a motherfucker.
Yeah,
man.
I've seen motherfuckers get surgical with them bitches. Like, damn.
Yeah. First kill, surgical.
But yeah, the remake scene, I just feel like they could do so much more with it. We was talking before the podcast, like a SOCOM. Like, when are we going to get that? Why is that not even in discussion? Why is that not even... Is it on the table? We just don't know about it? Like,
I'm starting to wonder because it's been so long, if it has something to do with copyrights or something.
But it wasn't it was a PlayStation exclusive.
It was.
So I'm wondering.
Games like that.
You know what game I wish would come back? I thought was a really good fucking shooter game, but they came under heat because of the one they did about Afghanistan.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
that was Honor.
That was an emotional one for those because they had real life people that fucking
they narrated that shit as far as like what really went down those first those first hours.
Yep.
They thought it was too soon.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was way too soon, man. They listen, they dropped classified information making that game.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like that shit was literally like
they had to get a lot of clearance on some of that stuff, like some of that stuff at that point probably was declassified, but it was like,
what was the movie 12 Hours with the horses? Wasn't that the one where they had the operators that was in Afghanistan? I think they made the movie. I think it's called 12 Hours or something.
Yeah. They go to save somebody, right?
But they on the horses.
Compound.
It was the very first out. The first couple days I think of like all this shit going on in Afghanistan.
Yep.
when they dropped that Medal of Honor game, that's what that shit like. There was like the part where they had to get on the horses and go into the compound.
Mm-hmm.
All that was in the game.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
And that game dropped like what, 4 or 5 years after the invasion, I think.
That game actually was out. I was in Fort Leavenworth. I was stationed at Fort Leavenworth, so it had to be between. I got to Leavenworth 2009 through 2012.
Okay, so yeah,
so it was
about
somewhere in between there, like
8 to 10 years.
2010,
Yeah,
2011. That game dropped. I
yeah,
remember.
you're right. Yeah, you're right
it was
because
one.
you're right because I was on orders to go back to Oklahoma.
Mm.
I was leaving Texas and going to Oklahoma because I just came back down from downrange again.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It was around that time frame, but yeah, that was a good ass game though.
Yeah. It was
Single player shooter, but that shit had me hooked in. Like I kept playing it over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I told Randy.
I
I
wish
was
they'd
like,
bring back SSX Tricky.
oh man, can you imagine that on the next gen?
Right.
Imagine
Right.
the graphics on that.
Man, that game had me so hooked,
Right.
man. Like I could play that for hours, man. Hours trying to
Right.
complete those tricks,
Oh, yeah.
do 980s in the air and shit. Shit that's not even possible to really do. You know what I'm saying? Like that game.
When they came out with SSX3, it just wasn't it. We needed the
Nah.
Tricky. The
Nah,
Tricky
really.
is what made it.
Tricky is what made it.
That's what made it.
That was the extra sauce. You know what I'm
The
saying?
little
Sauce.
razzle dazzle.
The razzle dazzle. It's probably games that we can go down memory lane and think about so many classic games that they could remake. But I
I
think
still
they're
miss the Wu-Tang Shaolin.
or
Yeah.
remember
Wu-Tang
remember
versus
Def
the
Jam? Remember the Def Jam fighting game?
Yeah, I was about to say
Yep.
that. Def Jam was dope, and the soundtrack was fire.
The soundtracks was hot. You get in the ring, you fight with Method Man and fucking Big Pun. Like, come on, man.
50 Cent.
Yeah, that
50
game was
Cent.
fun.
50
They
Cent's
gotta bring that one
game.
back.
50 Cent's fucking little G
Oh,
Unit.
the Bulletproof joint.
Yeah.
Hey, you could bring that back and it might be all right. What was the one game with the two guys with mask? You run around.
Army of Two?
Army of Two. Yep.
Yeah, Army
You
of
could
Two.
bring that back. I mean,
I played that. That was fun.
Mercenaries.
yeah, mercenary. Yeah, we're like two mercenaries. Yeah,
Mercenaries.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah. Me and Randy played that game.
Who all remembers the game Black
Black was the one with all the bullets, right, on the cover.
with the shooter game? Yep.
I remember that one.
That was a dope shooter right
a heavy bullet fucking shooting game. Like
there. Mhm.
shit OD'd on bullets. Like you
Yep.
never ran out of ammo. This shit was just like
No,
fucking.
it was a
insane.
straight shootout.
Yeah, it was an insane game.
I think if they could sell Mario games my entire life, the same game over and over, just update the graphics, they could like literally remake any game,
Yeah.
and somebody will buy it. There's like a
Yeah.
market for all of
Because you
them.
got to think, man. What the one thing that kept us always wanting to buy the next game was how's the graphics gonna look? How the
Mhm.
graphics gonna
Right.
look?
Yep.
I know
How's
the
it gonna
graphics
play?
got updated.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Now with the next gen and getting a lot of these older remakes done for the next gen, I mean it's back
People
to
love
when
to
we
buy
was
the
kids.
cosmetics, so just buy
Right.
make different skins, different colors, and people will buy those things because they love to have their own little personal outfits. And
Right.
stuff,
It's all
or-
about having a unique
outfits that look
experience.
nice.
It's all about
Yeah.
having a unique
Now,
experience.
it's just like our clothes we wear in real life.
Yeah.
It's all about the accessories.
Like, what your
and
style
having it
is like,
tailored to your-
I think that's hot though. I might jump in there and we loading in. You like, yo, what the fuck you got on? Just think about how many times y'all done said, yo, what the fuck
Right.
skin do you got, Detroit? Like, what the fuck is going
Right.
on? And they're like, yo, this shit's hot to me. You know what I mean? Like, just spent $20 on it. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
you know, like it's that same thing brings that uniqueness. The funny thing about, you know, earlier I was on Facebook and somehow I guess I've clicked on enough of this like retro gaming page, and so it popped up in my feed, and it was a 2-minute or 3-minute clip of Ninja Gaiden. And it was like, oh shit, like I was gonna screen record that shit because I was like, yo, I wanted to send that to y'all. Y'all remember this shit? Like just jumping jumping around, sticking to the walls, jumping
Dude,
back and forth with the
I
blade.
still,
And that was like
I
the
still-
hottest thing you ever saw at the time.
Exactly,
I still
like
remember the
mind
opening
blowing.
scene where I still remember the opening scene where his dad died.
in the field with the fucking
the
tumble,
field.
the weeds blowing.
Yes.
Yeah, and the motherfuckers got
Yes.
the swords and they and
Yep.
he killed them. Yeah, that is
Yep.
that's nostalgia for your ass right there. Like it's
Yep. And I ain't gonna lie, both of them were hard as fuck.
yeah, yep.
That was not no easy game back
No.
then to try to beat.
Nope. You had to
Right.
you had to restart a lot.
A whole lot.
And I don't think there
And
was,
that was back
no
when you
memory
had to learn-
cards or no saves.
There's
No,
no
that shit.
sort
And
of
that's
games.
when, and that's when you had to learn the patterns of the boards and shit of each round. You know what I'm saying? Each board you was on stage and shit. You had to learn
That's
the patterns.
crazy how we had to study that shit. Had to study the board. That was back when you left your shit on pause for days because you're like, I'm not starting
Yes.
this shit over again.
Yes.
So leave it on pause and cut the TV off.
Would have to tell mom like, look, don't cut the.
Well,
don't
I
cut
would
the
even-
Nintendo off.
I cut the TV off so she knew not to cut it off.
Ow.
You know what I'm saying? So it looked like my shit's not on.
Nah, she
Right.
see that power button on green.
that little
she'll
that
cut
green.
shit off. Had to tell her, hey, leave that on. I'm stuck somewhere
Yep.
in.
Leave it
no.
on. Yeah, I might leave it on for a week. But when I come
Yep.
back, and I press start. I come back and press start. I got a
I
fresh
need to be
mind.
right where I left off.
Yeah, I
at.
need to be right where I left off. This is very important because that's back when we used to compete
Right.
to beat games. Like, don't let somebody in the
Yeah.
neighborhood be like, "Yo, I beat Ninja Kid." You're like, "Fuck!" You just felt like you were behind.
Next thing you know, you're like, hey, bro, I need you to come over to the house after school, man. I need you to.
Yeah, I need you to help me get
that.
Or shit, we even had the
Hey, but look,
remember
that's how
the
you used to
manuals,
know-
the guides in
Oh yeah.
electronic
Oh,
boutique
dude.
that tell you how to get through the game.
Yeah.
Do you
The
remember when
walkthroughs,
they?
the walkthroughs.
Yep,
Do you remember
walkthroughs.
when they came out with the Game Shark?
Oh,
Uh-huh.
Remember when they
And you
came
had
out with
to-
the
you just
Game
press the button
Shark?
down.
the Game Shark was a cheat code. I mean, it had all the cheat codes to every game on it.
What?
It had
Oh,
the
bro.
turtles. It had.
I finally beat that because of the damn
yeah,
game, bro.
yeah.
Listen, that Game Shark or Game Genie, whatever the
the
fuck
Game
it was.
Genie.
that they
The Game
called it.
Genie. It was the Game Genie. That's what it was called. You hook it to how you did. You used to hook it to your
And
cartridge,
you
right?
used to slide it into the cartridge.
Right.
It would go like behind it. You
Right.
would slide the cartridge into that, and then that part would slide into the
To the system.
Nintendo, and then you press it down.
Right. And then would you have to go find the game like manually? Like
you would have to man, you find the game on there on the thing, and
Mhm.
then I think you were able to put in all the little cheat codes you wanted for the game.
Game Genie. Damn, we just took it way back. Because I remember
Yeah.
even after the Game Genie just printing off shit on the computer with codes.
Yep.
Like
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
I'm
For
about,
like for all the Grand Theft Auto.
I'm gonna get a $2 trillion.
Grand Theft Auto.
Let me
Look.
fucking all you.
and everybody to this day still remembers the whole damn combination to get the 30 free lives on Contra.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah.
That and
That's
Mario
like a
Brothers
whole-
Infinite Lives. Remember the turtle shell?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Like those were classics. Like you just knew those. You know, in the game
Right.
in the Game Pro was it Game Pro magazine we had growing up?
The magazine, yeah, Game
Game
Pro.
Pro. Game Pro magazine growing up. I remember I had every issue. Man, that was like the best $2.50. I don't know what it was, but whatever it was.
I ain't gonna lie though.
That was the best
I was a
allowance
Game
money I
Boy.
spent every fucking month.
I was a Game
That's
Boy
sad.
playing fool, man.
The Game Boy?
Man, I used to crush games
I
on
never-
the Game Boy.
I never got a
The
Game Boy.
original Game Boy.
Oh, black
The
and
original
white,
one.
not no color joint.
The old color joint.
Uh,
Yeah.
I used to
Castlevania.
smash games.
Castlevania, I remember was on there.
Castlevania.
Bro, that was the original Tetris was on that.
Tetris. Didn't they have Mega Man?
Tetris.
The Mega
Yep.
Mans, all the Mega Mans.
Yep.
bitch. And they had Metroid.
Metroid. Oh, Metroid.
Shout out
Metroid.
to Metroid.
Yeah, they actually brought it back on the
Xbox,
Switch.
wasn't it?
no, they brought it back on the Switch.
They
But
had it on They had it on the Wii back in the day.
the Wii,
Yeah,
and
I
they
think
brought
they
it
had it
out
on
for the
the Wii.
Switch. So they do have a newer, but you gotta get back to the classic joint.
Metroid, I used to use the code. What was it? Christian Bailey or something? Bailey. The girl, and she was like way more powerful.
Yeah, you get the girl. Yep. And people didn't realize it was like there was a male and there was a female.
It was
they
the
didn't
girl.
realize that.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Nah, that shit, the classics, man.
yeah,
I mean, that's that always is always gonna take it back, man.
everything don't need to be brought back, but
Right. Someone's
Contra and Metal Gear Solid Snake 3 is a good start to 2024 for me. Like,
Yeah.
we're probably gonna run through Contra like super fast, but that's fine. But just to enjoy the nostalgia and kind of tell the kids like, hey, this is an updated version of here's how it used to look. Just point them to a YouTube video.
Right.
We used to play this shit like when you had sleepovers. We were playing Contra. We were playing Contra multiple times. You were going to beat that shit at least 10 times that night at a sleepover.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
without a doubt. So.
And then when what was it? The Super Nintendo came out.
Mhm.
And we got 007. It was a wrap after that.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah.
It was a wrap after that. That was the sleepover game. Of the,
That was
century.
multiple homies sleepope. Like,
Yeah,
Mom,
like
can-
four of y'all-
can these
four of
three
y'all could
stay?
play that at
you
one
know what I'm
time.
saying? And then you had 4.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And the screen would just split. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? It'd be 4 of y'all. On the
You try to get that living room TV. Like, Mom, can we play on the living room TV? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It was only 32 inches, but that was a big
Right.
TV back in the
But
It
day.
was, it was bigger than that 13 inch in the bedroom.
The 13 inch with the knobs.
The 13 with the VCR connected to it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, the TV VCR combo. Yeah, I remember that shit.
That's what I went to college with, yeah. I went to college
shit.
with the TV VCR
Damn.
connected.
Damn it.
Damn, that's a throwback for your ass.
Shit.
You're not probably the only college student that went with that shit. With that TV VCR. I mean, it's the best 2-in-1 feature you can, a parent can buy you. Back
Right.
then.
Right.
So,
Felt like a king.
but yeah,
But
man.
I can't,
Yeah. But yeah, it's good. I mean, we can go down this rabbit hole forever. We can spend hours talking about the throwbacks, but
Right.
but let's get into something more modern. So Lucky, tell us a little bit about what Apex has got going on. You said some new heirlooms, some new events.
Yeah, right now how they have the Final Fantasy event.
Final
Fantasy 7 takeover.
Final Fantasy is another
wow.
classic. Final Fantasy 7 was one of the best in the series. So and they did a remake. So
I guess you have to be a big fan to really like the skins. I think the skins are ugly.
Yeah, you didn't like it.
Oh,
I don't like them.
it's
They're
different.
Yeah,
they're kind of mid. They're not my style. It might be
Faith
like
say he on Apex as we speak. Yeah. So what? I
Yeah.
mean, I always ask this question. It's like redundant. Like what damn season are we on?
it's
24.
24.
Season 19.
Season 19.
Close. I was close.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
you were only a couple off.
So
So
the season actually ends in like 2-3 weeks, something like that.
yeah,
Let's see, Battle Pass, 34 days
okay.
remaining, which is surprising that they did this and they did some nerfs and buffs to the guns with this event. I will say that the Takeover Trios match, I find it pretty fun. It's got like extra hop-ups, which are attachments for the guns that either give you health or they give you extra damage or they give you the Nessies. Do you guys know what the Nessies are?
I have no idea. I
No.
can't tell you the last time I played Apex.
They're little Loch Ness monsters.
34 days. Yep,
And they're super
cute.
But it'll give you like Loch Ness monster that shoots the enemies
Mhm.
or whatever. So each hop up gives you something different for them. At first, when I saw all of them on the ground, I was like, "This is giving me Thanos vibes. Why are there so many like rainbow things on the ground?
Mhm.
Like, what the hell is that?" But it was really fun. The problem though, like with this event, is like you pretty much really have to spend money buying the packs in order to get the items to eventually get the new heirloom. Which, remember before I told you I was using like my shards and stuff
Right,
that I
right.
collected?
Right.
This time you have to like use it to buy packs, and it's really like a chance of luck versus knowing what you're gonna get.
Mm.
And it's a universal heirloom, which is that sword for Final Fantasy.
Yeah, he had a big ass sword on his back. That was the main cover.
Yeah.
He had a sword that was probably bigger than him.
Had a huge sword.
Yeah, that's probably bigger than him. Yeah.
So I guess that heirloom is going to be a universal one that you can put like for any legend, versus the other heirlooms are for that specific legend.
Yeah, for that specific legend.
Yeah, it's just big and bulky, and they do have the heirloom like in the care package right now in the Final Fantasy mode, but it's like it's just big. It's hard to maneuver. I didn't really get to use it. At first, I got wrecked because I didn't know what I was doing with it. But I've seen a couple of streamers that put some clips out. It looks pretty dope. The mode though is really fun to me.
So let me ask you something, Lucky. When you run into a nostalgia moment, right? It's Final Fantasy VII. You say you don't know that much about it. Do you like actually go back and look up like what the hell is this game? You know, you're like, no. You know, you try to figure out. You're just like, this is either hot or it's not.
I just take it for what it is in front of me now and see if I like it now, and then just keep moving from there. But I don't ever really look at what the history is or what the other games.
You should check it out. Final Fantasy. Now, I'm gonna take.
Aren't there RPGs?
Yeah. I mean, but they were fun RPGs. Like there was RPGs that like we just didn't play growing up. But like, if you talking about Final Fantasy series, now you taking me back to high school. We talking about 10th, 11th grade, double disc PlayStation cases were like this, double disc. I think some of the Final Fantasies had like 3-4 disc in there. So.
Right.
It was
that's a lot.
Yeah, it was. It was like a game that like
it's PlayStation only, right?
Huh? Yeah, PlayStation only. Yeah, because it wasn't on anything else. It was a disc-based game, so at the time that was what it was, and we would play that game individually and come back and be like, "Yo, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? How you get past this part?" You know, stuff like that. But Final Fantasy was definitely a classic, like something that I wouldn't typically play, you know, because, you know, we always get labeled as like, oh, we're the guys that play Call of Duty, but we wouldn't play Final Fantasy. Now, I'm open to playing Final Fantasy because Final Fantasy is actually a greatly made game. I mean, it's really well produced. Soundtrack to the game, to the characters, like it's a dope game, and it's one of those you pick this person and you choose your attack and all that. That was the first time I got into that, was in high school, and I would never have really fucked with no shit like that unless it was a really dope game, and it happened to be a really dope game, and they still making Final Fantasies on, like, I'm not gonna say on the low, but you can catch them on PC. I don't know if they're doing them for Xbox and PlayStation. Yeah, I would have to go to the store and verify, but I know for Steam that I can find all those games on there.
Is it because of the size of the game that it's mostly found on Steam versus consoles?
Well, not
because you said 3 or 4 discs.
Yeah.
So that just makes me think like a big game.
Back then, so let's just put it in this perspective. Like, if a game was over, like, what would you say, Jermaine? Like maybe 2 hours. I mean, like over 2 hours, right? It would have an additional disc. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Like, something like that, hour and a half, 2 hours. I mean, we weren't gaming for 200 hours on. I don't think back then, but multiple discs just it made you feel like, for one, you were getting your money's worth. You're like, oh shit, this is about to be fucking dope ass game. Like this shit, you know, Resident Evil got like that. Not the first one, maybe the second one or the third one. It got into like double disc. But the cool thing about it was you couldn't play disc 2 before you played disc 1. I tried that shit. It didn't read, it didn't register that it couldn't pick up anything that I continued from the first one, so it said, you know, you're not at this point right now. It wouldn't let me play it, so that was dope.
It's cool how they can tell that, like, with the way technology.
Yeah, it was just the little laser reader in there. You pop in disc 2, it'll come up like the regular game. And, you know, you go to start a game and it'd be like, you know, you haven't even gotten to this point in the first disc. So
go back, try again.
That's because back then they actually finished the games before releasing them.
Right. You got a finished product.
No, you're gonna get up with.
They say, look, this game is 85% done. Just release it.
We're gonna release it. We're gonna update it every now and then. Everybody will cheer.
They'll love it. It's like
What was
it's
the
like
name of that
Nike's.
game that flopped after 4 days?
You said what?
What was the name of that game that flopped after 4 days?
Oh, the world. The day after.
Day after.
The day after.
Day after. We forgot the name of it now.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was.
Damn.
I had that game all of 2 hours, and I asked for a refund. Highly anticipated game, but they must have gave everybody advances or something because they weren't able to maintain the servers and actually just keep up with the future development of the game. Now, what happened is one of these big companies will pick that shit up and buy it from them, give them a payout, and they'll make it something dope.
Right, drop it in a couple years.
Yep.
Make it dope. Name it something completely different.
Yep, open world game similar to Escape of Tarkov, which is still a title that kind of is people play. Like people still play that game, and they still produce. Like think about it. Like I had just pulled up on my handheld my Asus. I was looking at my library and from Steam and Insurgency Sandstorm, and I thought about like re-uploading it on my Asus and see where it's at, but like you haven't heard nothing from that, so I don't even know if they still support that game. You know,
I don't know. I mean, last time I was on the Series X, I mean they had updated it. You could tell it was one of those games where they were constantly revamping it. I mean, it was a pretty fun game to play. It wasn't easy.
it was definitely different.
You know what I'm saying?
It was different than Call of Duty, more realism, more check your fire. You know, your bullets had effect on everybody on the battlefield, even your teammates.
I actually thought about going back and playing it.
I mean,
just to check it out
might
and
be
see,
worth
because it was a good game.
It might be worth it to see, you know, do the updates and kind of see if it's.
And we were able to have bigger teams too, weren't we?
Yeah. We was able to
I
have
think we was able
everybody
to
in there.
support 6, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like 6 or 8 people, something like that.
Yeah, we had the whole crew in there. So.
But and the realism of it was nice. The weapons, all that shit looked real.
Yeah,
you know,
the Iraqis, the American soldiers, it definitely, yeah. I think concepts like that they could build off of, but I don't know. I think sometimes they beat the soldier shit up too much. You know, it kind of gets oversaturated, and you know, it's just like, okay, how many more war games? You know, think about it. As a former soldier, like I'd just rather play Call of Duty. It's fast paced. It's not actually real. I know that those
not realistic.
No. I know them guns are not shooting like that. I know I can't put all those fucking attachments on it and be proficient. You know what I'm saying?
Scaling it.
Yeah, I can't scale it. I know, you know, I never was a soldier putting different muzzles on my shit. Like you had the M4 and that's what you had. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that was that.
I don't know, Larry. I don't know. My AR got a lot of attachments on it.
Yeah, a lot of attachments. A lot of dream attachments, a lot of shit that will actually be workable in a real life situation.
It's all for show.
Yeah.
It's all for show. When I get at the range, everybody like, oh, that's nice. Thank you. It still shoots the same.
Still shoots the same.
Yeah. No more accurate than I would be without all this.
It was probably one of the.
It looked cool though.
Yeah, it was probably one of the first things. Like when I haven't gotten a rifle yet. I haven't even got a. You know, I want to get an AR. I wouldn't mind it. Look at this motherfucker, ready for the zombie apocalypse.
Look, my joint. See, mine ain't as tight as it. Nah, see,
that's a COD gun. That's a Call of Duty gun, right? Yeah, that's a Call of Duty gun.
Laser got the red dot. Got the foldable stock.
He got the foldable stock. He got the
double
mag. So all you gotta do is drop, and put the other one in. Like he's good.
Right. You just flip it.
Right.
And then we keep something nice on the side.
No, that shit's pretty right there.
The Glock.
Nah.
That's the Glock.
Nope.
No, there ain't no Glock. That's is that the effing
Sig.
Oh, you got the
FN
blue.
57.
Yeah.
You got the blue tips?
Yeah.
Sweet.
So,
Don't play no games. FN.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's the effing, ain't it?
Okay.
Yep.
That's not the 5. Is that?
7.
Oh, I was going to say it's not the 509, is it? Because that was supposed to be my first gun. But I ended up with the Springfield.
That's stashed somewhere else in the house.
Okay. Yeah. So, but yeah, you know, the game, the board games just get kind of oversaturated. You know, as a soldier, it's like.
But this the magazine, though.
You know, like, been around that shit. Yeah.
Nice old RIP rounds, you know.
Oh yeah, I was about to say them rounds right there. Shit.
Yeah, that's for the 509.
Yeah,
FN 509 right there.
So, how many different weapon combinations can you come up with? You know, Call of Duty. So,
You're right.
Oh no, I came up with a lot in real life.
right. That's what I'm saying. So Insurgency Sandstorm, like that would be more realistic than like a Call of Duty being at the
facts. The movement, the
recoil,
the aiming, all of
the
that.
weight of the weapon, all that shit plays a part. You know, if you've carried these things, you've had to shoot, move, and communicate. You know,
and on that
clip
game,
it onto
you
your
really
vest
have to.
type shit. Yeah, you
and
do.
On that game, you got to.
Yeah, you do.
Because it's a lot of fire coming your way.
Yep. You got to be able to look down those sights quickly. As a Call of Duty, you get spray and pray and you get a kill. So,
right.
Nah, here you got to crack armor. You got to do all.
Yeah, you got to crack the armor first. Yeah, you know. So that's the difference. So that part is like, you know, it gets a little oversaturated, but yeah. So moving on, let's talk about what are some of the 2024 goals that you all have, and we'll kind of start with Kraken first. Like what is something, you know, gaming wise, or you know, improve the podcast? What's something that you think, you know, you can bring to the table this year, or just your personal life? Like, you know, you just want to be a better Christian and not kill people. I don't know. I mean,
for me, is to actually show up for the podcast more often.
Man, that would have been my choice.
We've had those conversations. Yeah, you know that. So showing up for the podcast more as often as I can when I'm available.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously for gaming, to show up more on those Friday nights with the fellas when I'm not like asleep. Unfortunately, I've been asleep the last 2 Fridays in a row.
Friday night lights is not good for you, because at that point you're like, hey, I don't got to work tomorrow, so I'm about to go to sleep.
I'm going to sleep. 7:30, I'm done. I'm like, dang, I gotta get some more energy. But
you know what though? I truth be told, I really kind of wish I had your schedule. I wish I could be tired at 7:30. Bro, I don't get tired till 1, 2 in the morning. Sometimes I'm down here watching, you know, I've been running
you got
through.
Uncle Sam to thank for that shit, bro.
Exactly. Like, I'll be watching shows. I'll be watching, like, I've got back into The Wire, you know, the season, something like season 4. But, like, I'll look up and it's like 3:30. And I'm like, fuck. And that's like, damn, Jermaine already got 8 hours of sleep. You know what I'm saying? And I'm about to just get like 3.
He's like, I ain't even made it that far yet.
I ain't even made it that far. By the time I fucking go to sleep, my daughter's gonna be waking up.
You don't even have to sleep to dream.
Like, I don't just like. So I mean, I'd applaud you for that. Like, I wish I could be tired of that early. Shit, sometimes, not all the time, but yeah.
But yeah, I be wanting to. I want to game with the fellas a little more now that I'm not on Elder Scrolls like I used to be. So I have more gaming time available.
You didn't put your drug usage down on the Elder Scrolls.
Right. I can't promise I'll stay away from it all 2024. I can't. They've had some new, you know, events that happen. Oh
shit! They got events.
I gotta keep my.
They got new skins.
Streets going. Right.
I understand. Those events get me all the time.
They get you every time. Every time I try to walk away, they pull me back in.
But other than that, and then personal life, man, like always, you know, get better, get more, and above, you know, do better, and get more, and you know, spend time with family. So.
Well, I'm actually surprised one of your goals wasn't to get back to the range. This is an election year, and Trump is running. I feel like we need to get our bullets up, and we need to get our range time back in, like we did.
We do.
Yeah, like we did, and during the pandemic, we were very vigilant.
We were every darn couple weeks, at least.
Yeah. Oh, we was on it. We was sharing links to bullets. Remember, we couldn't find no bullets.
We couldn't find them.
Like fuck.
Like, hey, there's some here.
Oh, send me the link. Matter of fact, order me some. I'll send you the money. I'll cash app you. So,
right.
Yeah, we need to get back on our range days. Hopefully, later this month or starting next month. And now that Smokey's in the DMV, we could definitely get you in there. But don't bring all that shit with you because we don't want no problems.
Right.
Don't bring no shit that looks like we about to fucking take over goddamn the Virginia. Just
in other words,
bring a couple small things.
Leave the 50 cal Beretta at the house.
Yeah.
Leave it all home.
Leave the sniper rifles and all that shit at home, man. So,
leave that at home.
No suppressors.
We don't want no problems, man. We don't want no problems. We just want to go shoot. We don't want to get escorted off the range. You know what I'm saying?
Depending on where we're shooting at, I might be able to bring my threaded barrels. It just depends. Certain areas in Virginia where you can't have them.
We could find an outdoor range, which is not going to be ideal now until probably about March or April. Then we can bring some of those higher caliber.
There's one. I think I got one. I'll talk to y'all off air, but there's an outdoor range nearby, like about an hour away.
Okay.
That I can probably.
I haven't fired my guns in like months, bro.
What we need to do is y'all need to invest in a 300 blackout.
Please,
look, y'all need to invest in it. Invest in the 300 blackout, and then I'm gonna set it up for us to go down to Southern Alabama. I'm gonna set us up to go down to Southern Alabama. My boy got a big ass hog hunting land out there. You know what I'm saying? Where they put you on the choppers and all that shit, and you know what I'm saying? Fly around on the land low and just snipe off hogs.
We can shoot some shit from the chopper?
Yeah, that's how you go hog hunting out there. But you need that 300 blackout puts them down. You know what I'm saying?
I almost got it.
You're talking some serious.
Yeah.
Oh, it's some. We do some real hunting down there in South Alabama. There's some real hunting going on down there.
Lucky said, peace, all peace, no war. Like.
I've always wanted to go to a shooting range, but I've never.
You never fired her. Well, maybe that's a 2024 goal for you. I don't know. Maybe you add that on there. But yeah, what's your goals, Lucky? What you got in the horizon for 2024? What is it? New year, new you. What you want to do?
Nah, not new me. I'm gonna always be me, but I just want to. I want to improve. Health-wise, mentally, physically, emotionally, all that good stuff. So
that's very
I want to focus on eating healthier, reading more books. Those are like at the top of my list for as far as personal goals. And then with gaming, I didn't do very good last year with keeping up with making content. So I'm trying to do that, which I put out way more content even now than I probably have before. So I just want to keep up with that and try and see if I can get a 1.0 KD before the end of the year.
Hey, look, I think you can do it. I think you could do it. Let me ask you something about the streaming part, though. Like, you stream a lot, and I'm probably really guilty of not being on Twitter as much. Well, on the GSG Twitter. I'm on my Detroit Gorilla Twitter because there's a lot of porn on there, so I like to hang out there. But the Gorilla Squad Gaming one's pretty pure, so I probably should get more engaged with that. So what is what is your, and I jumped through your stream like last week, so what is like, are you still rocking it out like on the streams? Like, how many followers are you up to on, like, how many subscribers and all that are you doing on
I don't know
Twitch?
how many subscribers.
Yeah.
How many followers? I think I'm at 1.2k followers right now.
Damn.
On
shitting
Twitch.
on the world. There you
go.
Right.
I'm almost at 10,000 followers on Twitter.
Come on.
And 1,900 on TikTok.
You
just hit that.
You're now the face of GSG.
You are the face of GSG.
I don't got nowhere near that.
Followers.
You got 14 followers.
14.
Well, I'm not that low, but
not that popular. Not that popular.
I think lately I've spent a lot more time in other people's streams,
supporting,
trying to network.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily, well, I guess supporting, but like networking, talking, reposting their content, which seems to bring them to watch my content and also share my content. You know, that whole reciprocation type thing.
Yep.
Lately I've had more likes on TikTok than I used to, but I'm also putting out more content than I used to, and I'm timing them at the times that I get more views and stuff. So I'm being more conscious on that with my posts. So I have like a couple things in the draft that I'm waiting for like time to go by to post, just to keep not throw all my content out at one time, kind of spread it out so I don't have to work so hard. Right.
You got things in the chamber, like we talk about in the content creators group chat. Like, let's preload some things so that we don't have to put so much stress on ourselves. We can say, hey, drop a video a week or a video every other day because we already got the content, and it's not so much scrambling around trying to get new things. We could find a period of time where you can grab things as you go, but it's not that time crunch. So yeah.
And with a healthier schedule or a healthier lifestyle I want, that means a healthier sleep schedule. So I'm trying to keep my work schedule even on the weekends. So I'm still waking up at 8. And so like on Saturday when I was up at 8 instead of waking up at 12 or 1, during that time is when I started watching my stream back and creating content instead of sleeping in. So
Right.
Just making it a conscious effort to be better personally and stream-wise.
I'm gonna be straight up and honest with y'all, and I wish everybody, we had Breed and we had Stogie here, but like, Lucky 3 years ago maybe was the shyest out of all. Like, we used to deal with Honey. We used to deal with her sister a lot. We used to deal with her. Like, that was the, you know what I'm saying? Me and her were texting, like, and she was like, I was like, yo, what's up with your sister? Like, does she game? She's like, yeah, but she's shy. She doesn't want to get on the camera. She doesn't want to do that.
She used to be quiet when she used to first get on the.
When we used to game with her on the Call of Duty
joints, she used to be quiet as hell on the game chat with us and shit.
But Honey loved our content. She brought you in. You were a gamer. Y'all were doing the same thing. But to see you go from like 13 followers and not even having an image up for your fucking your Twitter to now, you talk about almost 10,000 followers. That's huge. That's like
awesome.
You're affecting a lot of people through your streams. Like, people are like very interested in what you got to do. So that is, I think that's super dope. Like, that is,
thank you.
That is an example like of what I wanted all the streamers on GSG to do. Like, if you just be yourself.
It was too much ego with them.
Yeah, it's too much ego, man. I mean, everybody thought I was supposed to give them a free T-shirt and all this shit. And I tell you what, I'm gonna say this: I will give Lucky and Honey the rest of the whatever I got left for free before I deal with the other bullshit I got to deal with. Like, it's like we're very much smaller. We're a lot smaller. We're very small at this point, but everybody that's here is genuine. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool. So it's like I'm having real life conversations with these people, and we can, it's no pressure to be like, yes. And then we got the OGs, so it's like there's no pressure. It's like, hey, I understand you got to work. You know what I'm saying? So if you got to work, just get me that when you can, so that we can post it on. Our weakest areas is, now is social media. I won't lie.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. The social media shit is like, it's hard in either lane that you're in.
Yeah.
Because like, for me, like y'all know, I started this entrepreneurship 2 years ago.
Yep.
Decided to create my own brand.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Jump in the lane that a lot of people don't really, understand.
Yep.
And I'm finding out, man, I understand what these successful entrepreneurs have always said, man. This shit takes up 100% of your time.
Yeah.
There is no days off, because
Nope.
even when you're at home, you're still doing shit.
Yep.
You're still creating. You're still trying to figure shit out. And the biggest thing for me to try to figure out was that social media shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a page. You can follow me.
Yeah.
But there's certain things you got to do in certain times that you got to drop shit in
To
order
stay
to
relevant.
catch the
Yep.
in order to catch the audience. You know
You
what I'm
also have
saying?
to have the right hashtags.
Yep.
All of that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
They got hashtag
So-
generators, all that stuff. Like every lane.
And then you got to think,
You know.
and then you got to think too, for the lane that I'm in, Instagram be quick to want to shut our shit down and flag
that's
it.
something for it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like
First.
trying to find a loophole around it to still be able to promote the brand, but not be so much like, hey, we're a cannabis brand. You know what I'm saying? It's been one of those things I've had to juggle, man, and it's been hard. It's really
I've
been
seen
hard.
something, if you want to give it a try, that I've seen someone else do. It's like, it's a lot of wordplay that you have to, that you can try. Like, I've seen people try and sell sex, but using a different audio, but you catch the drift of what's going on to try and push their page or their product.
You're
and whatnot.
pushing something
So
just
this
in
way-
a non-direct format. Like,
Right,
Yep.
so they're not getting
Right.
flagged because they look for that certain audio, the certain verbiage, and that type of stuff. So you can always try a different type of wordplay. see if that
Instagram
works.
loves sex, right? Think about all the
it-
models and all that. They don't shut their pages down. But as soon as you
It's
say,
weird
Sure don't.
because, like,
cannabis,
I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, some of the weird shit is like, because I got a private page, because I've had 3 pages taken
Yeah,
from
we
me
know.
over the last
'Cause
18
I don't even know
months.
which page you're currently on. I didn't just
See, and
followed everyone,
and
and I
there's-
don't know where you're at.
and then there's been hella fake pages that came out. You know what I'm saying?
That
So
Yep.
it has been, that's probably been my biggest battle, has been the social media aspect of things.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
It's hard. I guess in your lane, it's a little harder to push that something that you're passionate about, and something that you're educated on. That's what I tell.
Yep.
That's the part that I don't get. Right. If you're the hood dude trying to push weed on Instagram or whatever the case may be, we'll just call it cannabis, for the sake of whatever. Right. But then I understand it. But if you're pushing something legitly, you're not trying to be hood with it. You're just saying, hey, I got this product, and this, it's legit. And people actually research what the benefits are to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I tell the kids, like, if that's what you want to do, at least educate yourself. Be smart about it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Don't, like, they out here trying to do hand to hands. I'm like, that's our era. Y'all trying to do hand to hands, like I'm watching The Wire, and I'm like, bro, you fucking got a fucking ounce of, like, not even an ounce of weed. You got a fucking couple little nuggets. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's become a branding game now,
It's about branding.
and
So
it's all about branding.
and who's gonna
all
back
about
your
branding.
brand and support your brand and promote your brand? Because if you in the 757 area, if Allen Iverson says I back OT Exotics, then you're legit. Now all your posts on Instagram are good because Allen Iverson said you are good. But if you're just Chris, you know what I mean? They're like, who the fuck is this kid? Who's this guy?
Yep.
We don't know him. So his shit must not be legit. It must be some hood shit. So it's
But see, that's the thing though. So for me, when I came out here, I already had the branding.
right.
I had packaging.
Yeah.
I already had a distro feel.
Hmm.
Like you go into the dispensary. You know what I'm saying? And then I just took what I was being opened up to with my farms and shit and was like, hey, I'm gonna create this panda wave.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And then I made the designs around it and It's
all
just,
creative thinking, all like just like Lucky streaming. She created a persona.
Yep.
Us as GG, we create a persona. How we come into things.
Yep.
It's no different. It's no different.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't, and it's at this point it's like I've branded it out so much now, like they know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I had people come and telling me like, man, bro, I was at work the other day. Buddy pulled out a Panda pack, man, and just rolled up a J at work on his lunch break.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, see, that's how you know this shit's starting to get around. You know what I mean?
Like people starting to visually see it. Normal.
Yeah. Yep.
So
but it's all about branding.
Website?
Huh?
Do you have a website where people can purchase items from?
No. Don't have a website yet. Still not,
What do you need to do? Because that's kind of where, like, because you live in Virginia, I live in Maryland. How do you get your stuff into dispensaries? Is it like how do I see OT Exotics in just a Maryland dispensary? That's one of the.
Are you walking into shops? And asking them?
Like what has to be proven?
You gotta understand, it's such a gray area with this shit that they haven't even figured it out yet.
Ouch, that sounds tough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's so like what the feedback we're getting from a lot of the people is all the shit that's in the dispensaries here is trash.
Right.
It's all low grade.
They package it with a high end name, but it's
not even a high end name. It's not even a high end name. It's coming in looking like straight dispensary with a plain packaging with some name on, whatever.
Charging you $65 for 3.5,
and it's trash
for an eighth or whatever.
And it's trash. You know what I'm saying? So brands like myself, you can't beat the price, can't beat the quality, can't beat the consistency. You know what I'm saying? But the only way that my brand will ever be in the shop is because they make it to where people like me can't afford to even try to get the license.
Right.
So
basically
what it comes down to is, can I make enough noise with my brand in my home state that I came back to? Can I make enough noise that these motherfuckers on the other side are like, hey, we need this motherfucker in here. Like whatever it takes to get this brand in our shops to get customers in the door.
Right. Hometown kid.
We
and
need
all.
that.
Yep. Hometown kid.
And that's my whole
somebody that local people can relate to, No, you don't got to be a baller.
24 years.
Yeah, you don't got to be a baller or nothing to actually interact with you. You know what I'm saying?
I've been gone for 24 years. I learned the game. I've been in this game for over 30 years. You know what I'm saying? This shit's been a part of my life. I'm educated on it. You know what I mean? Somehow the marketing and the branding and all that shit just came real natural to me with all of this. Yeah. So
we worked through all that with
you know what I'm saying? Like y'all have seen all the designers, all that shit. And now I'm designing my own shit.
Right.
All the new shit that's coming out now, I designed all that. The only one I'm letting stay true to the form is, our guy that did the pandas. I'm letting him stay true to that. But all the new shit, I designed all the new shit for the brand. So it's, I'm coming into my third year. Well, I'll make 2 years this summer out here that I've been out here with the brand. I'm projecting 500,000 this year.
Do it.
That's my whole goal for 2024. I was about to say,
so tell us your goals for 2024. 500K. Hey, you talking that type of money? I'm in the right podcast. I got great friends.
I'm projecting.
I don't know what you're doing, Jermaine, but I'm about to latch on.
and to be honest with you, I'm
$500,000.
Yeah.
This year, one of my goals is to be able to hire a couple people.
There you go.
Because it is getting to that point now. Like I'm doing this shit all by myself. I don't have no help. My only partner is my other partner, but he runs his own brand. We just be helping each other out with our own shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm looking to hire some people in
Vic
2024.
Lean.
Yep, my boy Vic Lean with that drink. You know what I'm saying? That double cup.
Yeah.
But
drinking
you know
that
what I'm
Kool-Aid.
Drinking that Kool-Aid.
Yeah, man. I'll be watching these videos, man. I'll be fucking laughing, man. But it's like, it's so relatable because it's so our Eric. These new kids can't relate to this shit. Like, what's fucking wrong? What the fuck is wrong with him? It's like, nah, you have to be from a certain era.
Had to be there.
Yeah, you just had to be there. Like, yeah, you just had to be. You just had to see that dope fiend on the corner to understand this mentality because we didn't have you around that stuff as a kid because we wanted to have better for you, and y'all don't understand it. So yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, my goal is to make $500,000 this year with the brand. Hire some people. I want to be
payroll at people.
I want to be right now. Ohio just went green with it. I'm looking to get into Ohio sometime this year.
I'm shocked because Michigan went legal with it. I'm surprised Ohio. We right next to each other.
Ohio finally went, so I'm getting ready to take a trip up there, man, and get some shit going. I'm trying to be in at least 3 other legal states before the end of this year.
That's dope.
So that's dope. I'm just a guy that had a dream, and this shit saved my life, and I know it can save, you know what I'm saying, millions more. So that's what I'm here for. Yeah.
The cannabis it's not all bad. I just
it's not.
I had a conversation with my mom like, this is legal. She was like, that they out there smoking that marijuana. It's like it's not like how it used to be in the 70s and 80s, 90s even. Where we got people locked up for years, major drug charges, for a couple pounds of weed. Weed ain't never killed nobody. Weed ain't never
right. They used to get locked up longer than people that committed murder.
Right. Like you don't.
Selling weed.
Weed. You can't statistically point that back to any murder, somebody grabbing a gun and going to do some shit. Like let it be. Let it be. So it's
you not smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not for everybody, but if it's just what you do, it's what you do. So, I mean, the goal is 500,000, right? Let's do it. So I definitely, that's dope. I think
that's an awesome goal.
Yeah. For any entrepreneur, like set yourself up for success, right? That's why you do entrepreneurial ventures, right? You don't do it to be mediocre, right? And I've had a lot of different businesses. When I was in the military, I used to sell. I was the guy that's how I got into IT. I was the guy that was always good on the computers, right? Nobody in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s wanted to deal anything with a computer, especially not the dope boys. They ain't want to even touch that shit. So when it came to like downloading music, LimeWire, and all those things that I used to use, making a mixtape for people and putting a label on it, I was good at that. Printing out a cover for the CD. Like I used to have the CD cases. I had a color printer, and I had the labels that went on the CD. Now, unfortunately, the funny part about putting those labels on the CD when you put it in the old school CD players, sometimes it would get stuck because it was, it was a little too thick.
It was a sticker.
It was a sticker, a little too thick. But for the most part,
we don't see you.
Yeah, I had about 80% success rate. You pop it in, pop it out. You know what I'm saying? So we good. So that was my
CDs for the up and coming rappers.
Right. I had music for days. I had slow jams.
Stuff that you couldn't get in Virginia.
Right. I'm in Texas in the Army, selling motherfuckers go-go mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? I'm selling them old school.
Larry was mailing me CDs, yo. I was ordering through Randy.
Right. So
and you would mail them to
yeah.
Mixtape Gorilla.
Mixtape Gorilla. So yeah. So
Right.
everybody supported, and then I decided like instead of pirating, right? Because that's basically what I was doing. I was pirating music.
Statute of limitations.
Yeah. But I also knew how to block my IP address, and that's what made me. That's kind of what got me where I'm at today. Is I knew how to do that. Motherfuckers did not know how to do that. They did not know how to mask their IP address. So that was the difference. I researched. I studied the craft, and so I've always been like an entrepreneurial type of person, thinking about what the next thing is I can do. We went into like 2019, 2020 Gorilla Squad Gaming. I had just met Smokey. I've been knew Stogie. I've been knew you, Jermaine. We went to high school together. So like it was like I floated ideas, and here I was like, "Yo, Gorilla Squad Gaming. That sounds dope." So that's what we went with. Then I posted a logo, and it was like the first logo was like super dope. And then, so I evolved in that era, and it's still very much, it's not so much a business now. I think it's more of like, we're just a connected group, right? Like this is our thing we do after we punch the clock from 9 to 5, right? Or whatever we're doing, and so it's, for me this year, I want to continue to grow on the podcast. That's a goal. I want to get back to bringing guests on here, people that we can kind of bring into our environment that have like minds, gaming wise. I want to talk about some of the issues that are going on, sports or whatever the case may be.
You need to get Cat Williams on here.
Yeah. Cat, he gonna call us for that. I don't got the money to get him, but
right.
But that's kind of the goal. Like, if we're gonna do this, let's improve it. How can we make it better? How can I make and I've been thinking about that. The 2 weeks that we didn't do the podcast, I was like, what can I do better? How can we talk about a game? Because we're doing this live, right? That's one improvement, right? We're doing it live.
Right.
We used to just record it, pre-record it, and then give it to somebody to edit, but that became too cost effective, and it just wasn't. We all know.
I used to cuss a lot. We had to edit that shit out.
Well, it ain't even that. It's just like the person that was editing the video wasn't even watching the podcast. Yeah, so it got to be a little.
Yeah,
you can tell when we watch that shit. Hell no.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that shit was weird. You remember like look at this shit and yeah.
So we're doing it live. So if we make a mistake, we make a mistake. That's what it is. But
if we do decide to do that method again, I think I actually know someone who can edit for us.
Yeah, we can talk about it. We can get a couple episodes in the chamber and kind of give ourselves a break if we need it. Like, we recorded these.
Next one getting Jake though. They fucked up. Next getting Jake. We just gonna pull up Gorilla Squad ass out. They gonna get Jake.
Yeah, so
my sound is messing up.
Yeah, it's like he froze, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's because of the. I think it's the storm out here.
we got bad weather out here in DMV. Lucky we got. It's been raining nonstop. At least I'm in Maryland. They're in Virginia. A lot. I got high winds. I don't know what they got.
65 mile an hour.
Yeah. Okay. So y'all got the high winds too. So it's been a.
Oh yeah, we had bad weather down here too.
Yeah, it's been.
We had tornadoes earlier today.
Tornadoes.
Yeah, we did too.
Yeah.
Me too.
So but yeah, so that's kind of my goals. Like, I also want to work on my hobbies. My personal hobbies, sports cards. Everybody knows I started Wax Geeks sports cards and collectibles. Actually, it wasn't just me by myself, but me and my homeboy up the street. So I want to, tap into that more this year, as well as the gaming shit, like the things that I like to do, right? Because
do more things you enjoy.
Yeah. One thing I said earlier to somebody at work is like, I want to instead of making excuses, I want to make time. You know, stop
I
making
feel that
excuses.
wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I feel like in 2023, I made a lot of excuses as to why I didn't go to this event, or I didn't attend this, or I didn't watch this, or I didn't do that. And I want to do less of that, and you know, more of focusing on those things, because you know, at the end of the day, you know, we all have unique experiences. I like the game, I do. I have probably every gaming console in here. I got every gaming console and every handheld gaming console. And and Jermaine, I just ordered the Pixel 8 because there's some things that I kind of want to.
You did get it?
Well, for experimental purposes. I'm not necessarily going to tie it to a carrier. I want to put a different OS on there. So it's like some things that I want to do, right? Like play around with some things. You know, I'm a very tech savvy person. I'm pretty alert to what's going on in the tech world. Always been, and that's kind of what separated me from a lot of people I came up with in the military. So when I got out, they were like, "Yo, you need to stick with that fucking IT shit because that's what you're good at," you know. So that's kind of what I'm gonna keep going.
That was the next thing when we was younger.
Yeah, like
right. That's what
I
everybody said.
Yeah.
I know this shit's coming through delayed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so that's kind of my goal. So you know, we'll go ahead and kind of wrap it up real quick. You know, of course, you know, the national champion. We don't need to discuss that. Everybody watched the game last night. I went to sleep last night and woke up and my team was still champions. So the NCAA has not taken that from us. Yeah, it wasn't a dream. You know, those guys. You know, but ordering a lot of shit here. They had a lot of merch, a lot of things popping up in my timeline. Yeah. So if you all get a chance to come by the crib, it's gonna be a lot of shit here.
Gonna be Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan out. We got the NFL playoffs this weekend. We got Smokey versus fucking Kraken. Where's that at? That's gonna be in Buffalo, right? Because y'all won the division.
It's in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it makes a difference where it's at as far as the weather, because y'all both in cold.
Right.
Yeah, they're both teams play
in cold weather.
Yeah.
And
So-
Buffalo's actually gonna be decent this weekend.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be like in the 30s or 40s.
Okay.
So that's decent football weather versus like Kansas City.
What are the keys to win that game for each one of you all? What do you all is Pickett playing? Kenny Pickett playing? He's not playing.
Nope.
So we got
he's
Mason
not playing.
Rudolph.
Rudolph, baby.
Man. Well,
Yeah, so
Hey, the kids running hot right now.
he is.
You gotta think,
Buffalo's
man,
hot,
it's almost kind of like how it was. You got to think it's like how it was when Carson Wentz was down with and Nick Foles came into the play.
Just enough
Nick
to get
Foles
you
got
there.
hot at the right time, the regular season,
Just
going right in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just
Now, do I think they got a chance to run playoffs?
man.
They could. I think they're the one team in the AFC that could beat Baltimore. But with with TJ out, man, that shit, it doesn't look good for defense.
So let me ask y'all something, because y'all both AFC.
But I do.
What is it like? Y'all accepting that your team may win, may lose, but nobody's beating Baltimore.
No,
Pittsburgh's gonna beat Baltimore if they play them.
Oh Lord Jesus!
I think you got to remember Buffalo has
We're
beat Baltimore like the last
We're
three
two of their
straight
four
games.
losses, bro.
Yeah,
We're
Pittsburgh
two
did
of their
beat
four
them.
losses. We went 5-1 in the division, bro. Baltimore is 1-7 against us since 2020.
Mm.
They do not play us in the playoffs. It don't matter at home or on the road. It don't matter.
Okay.
TJ in the lineup, their offense does not match up well with our defense.
Yeah, I think we lost Smoke.
Yeah, he's like in and out.
What?
No, I'm still here.
No, we just like yours should be delayed. Go ahead.
I know it's coming in hella delayed.
With Buffalo, man. I mean, they've been good for years now, and we just keep messing up. But this year feels different. Last year, they won 13 games or whatever. But it didn't feel good. I didn't feel it didn't.
They were heavily favored, winning 13 games.
Yeah. Right. And they were heavily favored. The Bengals came in the snow. Everybody's like, yeah, it's Buffalo weather. I was not feeling good for that game at all. You know what I mean? And this year it feels different. Buffalo, they're a different team.
Got a chip on your shoulder.
They're not. Yeah, and they can do different things. They've won not just off Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? The last 4 or 5 years, it's been winning off of what Josh Allen can do and bend but don't break defense. This year, it's been a defense that held Dallas to 20 points, held Kansas City to 20 points, held Miami to 20 points. That was holding Philly, but then we had a weird referee call that called us the game. And we go into overtime, and apparently Buffalo can't win in overtime right now. But it's a different team because they can win passing the ball. If Josh is having one of his days where he's turning it over, they can run the ball. You know what I mean? And the defense, despite having so many injuries on defense, they're like the smartest defense in the NFL. They adjust quick,
So how far are y'all going in the playoffs? What you think? What do you think? An AFC Championship? You think a first round?
Done.
When it done?
I'm thinking.
Realistically now, just realistic. Just be a realistic fan.
Realistically speaking, at the beginning of the year, I thought they were a Super Bowl team. I thought they was going to win 14 games.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I still think they can make it to the Super Bowl, man. And it's not just me as a fan; it's me as seeing them. They've won 5 straight, and they've done it highs and lows. You know what I mean? They've won 6 out of the last 7 games. They've won 30-0, and then they've won games at the last minute. They can win by blowing you out now, they can win close games.
It's all about what team shows up, I guess, then, right? That's what you're saying.
Right. What team shows up. Right. But also, the difference about this year is, in the past, if Josh had a bad game, we were free. Now, if Josh has a bad game, James Cook might have a great game.
Right.
Or the defense might have a great game. And now, special teams is getting hot. You got Hardy coming out, returning punts and kick returns and running 95 yards on a punt return. You know what I mean? So, Buffalo is hitting on all cylinders at the right time. Pittsburgh don't have TJ Watt. Buffalo's going to beat Pittsburgh. They're favored to win, but it's not going to be by as much as they're favored. They're favored by like 10 points, but they'll probably win by a field goal.
Right. That's realistic. That's fair. That's fair.
I'll say this. If Buffalo beats us, they better pray they don't match up against Baltimore. Better pray someone knocks Baltimore off. Because
Baltimore's on the bye.
I don't care how far
your
team is right now.
They're just waiting for the winner of
Buffalo.
the lower
But Buffalo
seed.
doesn't match up well.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. But Buffalo doesn't match up as a team. They don't match up well against Baltimore. Not on offense, not on defense. Baltimore has the edge on every aspect of that.
Baltimore this
well.
year is different. I can say that as I went to a Baltimore game versus my Detroit Lions. That atmosphere is definitely different. I love walking into hostile environments. I can go, like, think about it. I can go to any Detroit Lions game, right, and be good. But it's going into the hostile environments. I like studying the environment, the fan base, and the energy. It's all about the energy, and they had the energy, and they beat the shit out of us. They beat the shit out of us, and I'm not gonna lie. It was early in the season. They beat the shit out of us, and you know, rightfully so. We played like shit, you know. But you know, I don't know. Anything could change. It could be any person's day. It's all about which way the ball falls. You know, for any of y'all both AFC side. You know, I want to see what y'all opinions are. Of course, if Stogie was here, he'd have his opinion about the NFC. I'm only focused
Tampa's
on the
gonna
Rams.
upset Philly.
They
Yeah,
could.
I think Tampa's.
They
gonna-
could. They could. That's very. That's a legitimate. That's a legitimate.
And I think Green Bay
Can upset the
upset
Cowboys. That is why I did not want to play the
Yeah,
Green Bay
I
Packers.
think the Packers.
I did not want to play them the first
I think
round.
the Packers are gonna upset the Cowboys.
I think the Cowboys are going to come in
Yep.
there and think like
It's hot right now, man. Jordan Love is balling right
Yeah.
now.
they've won their last
Yes.
few games, so you can't discredit that.
Mhm.
Dallas has been up and down.
The kid threw for like 4 touchdowns last game.
Yeah, they've been up and down. Though Dallas can't play on the road for one. We all know that.
Mm-mm.
So,
Right.
but for us, as a Lions fan, I'm pretty confident we're going to beat Matt Stafford and the Rams. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be emotional. You know, Matt Stafford was our quarterback for
It's gonna be tough.
11 years. I mean,
It's gonna
shit.
be a
Yeah.
tough
What the
game.
fuck? Like, but all the Detroit social media is like, yo, don't show your clown ass up here in the Detroit Lions number 9 jersey. They said this is fucking business. Like, don't bring your emotions because you love Stafford, and Stafford did a lot of great things for the city of Detroit. Like, not even beyond football, he did a lot. Right? He was in a market that was not. He was not making as much money as he could have made anywhere else in his prime. Right? So I respect him for that because he stayed. Right? But when after the coin tosses, everything's fair game. So I feel like we're gonna beat them, and whoever's on the other end, you know, we'll worry about that week too. But I think we could beat the Rams. It's a pretty. I feel like we matched up with them favorably. I did not want to play the Packers because the Packers are hot. Packers causes fits, whether it's Aaron Rodgers, fucking Brett Favre, or anybody else in that fucking organization. They just know how to get it done. And I think a better matchup would be a good storyline. Matt Stafford, Jared Goff, both QBs were swap teams, right, in the trade. So it's a good storyline. You know, if Matt Stafford,
It's a great score.
yeah, he can do his farewell call. He comes back to Detroit for I think the second time, because we did play them like last year or the year before.
Yeah, I think he did.
And he beat us,
Yeah.
but you know, we were trash. But now we have a good team. We have a solid good team. And now I'm not promising NFC championships and fucking Super Bowls, but if we catch,
I think
heat,
y'all get there.
if we catch heat, I think we could compete. We could compete with anybody. I think we can. It's all about it's all about catching your moment.
Really hard to beat this year.
Man, fuck
Yeah, it's the
Niners.
nine.
Fuck the
They're the
Niners.
team to beat. The Niners are the team to beat,
It's
and the Baltimore is the team.
it's
to beat.
gonna be hard. You see, Baltimore don't even pair up well against the 49ers.
Right. Yeah. They.
So it could. So predictions say 49ers versus Baltimore Ravens in the Super Bowl. Do y'all agree with that, or you don't? You don't agree with that?
That's the highest percentage.
No.
Yeah. But I don't think that's what's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna get upset.
That's what I feel like.
I hope
It's
it's
either
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
It's gonna be
Buffalo.
3 of them. It's gonna be 3 of them this weekend.
Dallas not
It's
going
gonna be 3
nowhere.
upsets
Dallas
this
not going
weekend.
nowhere.
It's
You
gonna
don't
be
think
3
so?
upsets this weekend. Watch what I tell y'all.
Dallas is
No, Dallas is
bro.
one and done.
Dallas is Dallas.
Dallas is one
Dallas
and
is
done.
Dallas,
and
man.
you got to think too.
They
They do
can't-
not play well against the Packers in the playoffs.
Yeah, So the
Packers
Packers
own them in the
the
playoffs.
Packers actually have to go to Dallas, right? Because Dallas is the division. They won their division, so it's a home game for them. So
Yeah,
Dallas
Dallas
is
wins
probably
home games,
heavy favorites in that, but you can't sleep on Green Bay. They're very sneaky. They're like snakes. They're very sneaky. So if you think you're going to come in there because
Green Bay plays Dallas very well.
Yep.
And Green Bay has a winning record in Dallas.
Right.
So,
no. So I feel like that's kind of.
And I don't even like the Packers. They cost us a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't like the Packers either because they're in my division, but I got to play them twice a year, so that's what it is. But yeah, so I think that's it. What time are we at? We're almost at 2 hours. We're at 1:50. Real quick, well, spend a couple minutes. We ain't gonna divulge too much on it. The Cat Williams interview on Shannon Sharp's fucking podcast. What's some of y'all thoughts and opinions about everything that was said, everything that was kind of exposed? I don't know if it was exposed. Maybe Hollywood knew about it. We just didn't know about it. But what do y'all think about some of that stuff?
I don't really have an opinion or thought.
You like, fuck it. I don't care.
Did you see it, Lucky?
No, I didn't see it. I saw an interview that I think was recent, but I'm not sure if it was tied into it because what I'm hearing other people talk about versus what I watched, it
doesn't match up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, was he all over the place with the interview, or was it like different? Did it go from one extreme topic to another extreme topic?
No.
Yeah, it was 2 hours of.
I'm gonna be honest. The way it was him just getting off his chest everything he's been seeing everyone else speak about on him. Yep. Everybody trying to dictate what experience with him. Mm-hmm. Or his experience was with them or whatever. And come to find out, he got the receipts because a lot of people backed what he was saying.
I was just telling my wife
and to be honest with you, why you got
a lot of people didn't deny what he said.
I say this. That part. And then the ones who came back and were saying something that he specifically said something about, they didn't deny it. They didn't say keep my name out your mouth. That's bullshit. They didn't say none of that.
Nothing.
They deflected.
Yep.
And I was watching this one podcast. I had to cut the shit off, man, because the dude was talking so much cap, talking about, man, Cat Williams was a fiend, man. We used to serve him all the time, man. He used to come by dope and everything. Bro, that's cap. All the way cap. Only thing that man ever did was smoke weed. Mm-hmm. Long as I've ever known him to be, you know what I'm saying, he's been on the scene, it's always about weed.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Go pull up his charges. That's all you're going to see is weed and the possession.
And that's what he said during the podcast. Like, where are all the people that said they sold me coke? Where are they at? Why haven't you heard that?
But we in the era of clout chasing.
Yep.
Right. So you have all kinds of motherfuckers trying to come in and clout chase off of shit.
Yep.
Right.
Sure.
I think it was him doing his realest thing I ever wrote interview, basically. Like he didn't hold any punches.
We gotta
call out everybody. He was calling out.
You gotta think though too though. Everybody he called out sat down on the show.
Yeah, everybody he talked about sat on that same.
Down and did
they did that same interview. Yeah,
and said something about him.
Yep.
Said something about him.
Yep. So
I watched it twice.
He went on the defense.
I watched it twice, man. My man was going in
to defend his stance, but it's like at the same time. I mean, I don't know. I don't know because I don't know that lifestyle, and I don't never want to know that lifestyle. I don't. I never. As a broke kid, prayed to be rich. I just wanted to be wealthy enough to take care of my family and enjoy life. that's a happy medium for me. I don't want to be rich because their problems that they have being rich is like not something I'm prepared to deal with. Yeah.
Right.
So
just want to be able to do what you want to do when you want to do it.
Exactly.
As long as you got enough of that.
If I want to go buy a PlayStation 7 before that shit comes out, I just want to be able to do that.
Give me that kind of money. I'm buying and having an army train. Give me that kind of money.
See,
I'm building an army with that shit.
You make Smokey rich, he's gonna have a whole army of OT exotic motherfuckers.
Right.
He's gonna have exotic bodyguards and all types of crazy ass shit.
Right. Compound
bodyguard in a panda suit.
We're gonna be checking shit. We're gonna be checking shit.
All right. I never wanted to be rich because just growing up watching those people in that limelight and then reading their stories. If you read, the rap magazines and Source and all those things back in the day, those people didn't.
Source.
Yeah, they didn't have like the lives that you even want to do. They some of them weren't even prepared to deal with some of the shit that they had to deal with, and I felt like my life prepared me more to deal with some of those things. Snakes, like first thing, people to being dishonest and deceiving you. Like I dealt with that, like shit, fucking most of my adulthood. I was able to cut the grass low and see them motherfuckers like, okay, I'm not fucking with you. But when you got money, you just have people around you and you're not paying attention to those things.
Right.
So I never wanted to be that person. But I think the Cat Williams shit is gonna be interesting. If he does if he has a Maryland show, we probably gonna check it out. I'll talk to my wife. We'll probably go check it out.
He's coming to Richmond.
I already saw the Richmond date. Yeah, I saw the Richmond date. I don't want to go all the way backwards to go there, but if he comes to Maryland, he comes to the MGM, which is where most of them do come, then I'll go check him out. I want to hear his show. And I don't know if what he stated, those facts are fiction about Kevin Hart and all the other comedians that have already gone to see. It very well could be. The shit he said about Ludacris and Illuminati. The Illuminati shit. I'm like, I've heard stories about the Illuminati.
Hey.
Oh, I'm going to definitely watch that
later. You heard what Gary Owen said, right?
Huh?
You heard what Gary Owen said after.
Yeah, somebody. I think my wife was playing his Gary Owen shit because he used to open for like Steve Harvey and shit. So.
Yep.
But
what did he say? I didn't
Gary
hear
said Gary said it. In the industry, you hear stories about like it comes a point when you have to do something in order to be able to go to the next level, and carry
to
on.
The next level.
And
it's not like video games where you just beat the level.
Echelon.
You know what I mean?
So he said he's sitting in this room and he's looking around in the room and he's like, yo, it really just looked like one of those rooms you see on like the casting couch type shit.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So he's sitting there and he's like, man, is this the moment that everyone talks about? And he was like,
you prepared to sell your soul.
I'm not gonna say no names.
Right.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, he was like, I'm not gonna say no names, but I had to tell him, motherfucker, man, I only deal with women. And I had to get up and leave.
Wow.
And like, I've been where I've been at.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, the shit's real. We know what it is. It's highly weird, man.
Right.
You think about everything that Diddy's going through. Like, I had a conversation with my wife. I feel like if you get rich, you when you get so much money, you get bored with activities and with think about
with life.
Yeah, think about how we deal with life. Like we get a bonus, we go buy ourselves a little something. It ain't nothing too much,
right.
But we're not, going to fuck guys. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been that bored with my money that I need to go do that. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like some people in the industry, they get so bored of, because you have access to so much, you have power, you could do the things that you want to do, that you just get bored. You're like, oh, okay, well, I'll fuck my assistant. Oh, that shit was good. Like, okay, but I don't want to do that. I've never been that bored in my life. So I just
Never.
I don't know.
Never at all.
I can't relate, but I feel like we've heard enough industry shit, B2K, all that shit with them. Like, that shit was wild. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
all these bands,
Will and
Jada. Like, I feel like, bro, like, there's enough evidence there to say like this shit is fucking weird, and I'm good being 1,000 there. You know
right. When you get rich enough and famous enough and enough yes men and yes women,
people bow at your feet.
Get delusional. Normal life is not the same as our normal life.
No,
you know
no.
It's different. No. And I think that people get so messed up in the head because they're just used to getting what they want. That's how you get all the sexual harassment charges.
Think about Diddy's.
They gotta get punched in the face every now and then.
Yeah, I think that's the one time
people like that gotta get punched in the face every now and then.
That's the one time I agree with.
Gotta bring them back to reality. Yeah. Because you got to think, man, when people got a certain amount of money, they think they can do any and everything
because money is power in the United States.
Right.
Only in the United States.
Right.
It's not power anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you have riches, if you own land in other countries, that's power. But here it's about the fucking green. So when you hear about
that's why I say someone should have been punched in his fucking face.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it's
the minute he came at him like that, somebody should have uppercutted him. And he would have realized, oh, I forgot.
But the thing is,
got back into reality.
Those type of people keep those weak-minded people around them. So when they like
crash out dummies.
Just think about Diddy's show. Remember Diddy's show? He made them walk across the New York Bridge and go get fucking cheesecake.
Bro, I would have beat this shit.
Bro, I'd have been like, yo, bro, I'm not even. How far is that shit walking distance? I'm like, yo, I'm done. Just go ahead and cut me a check. I'm out. 5,000, whatever the check was, I'm out, bro. Like, you don't even need to air that episode because I'm not walking there. Who the fuck do you think you are, bro? You put your pants leg on one leg at a time like I do. See, I was that soldier. I was that soldier in the military that challenged people. It was like, nah, motherfucker, I'm not doing that shit. Are you fucking
right?
They was like, yo, hits, hits, chill. I was like, nah, I'm not doing that shit. Okay, put me the fuck out. I was that guy. I was that asshole. Like, I'm not doing that shit. You got to be out your fucking mind.
It's one thing if they're telling you something that's gonna better you, but most of it is posturing. Do what I say because you gotta.
He's training them. He was training them in the show, and nobody caught that.
Right. To go to one of his parties where he say, "All right, get on the floor.
Fucking have an orgy.
Get on your knees.
Get on your knees. Yeah. And afterwards, walk across the bridge and give me a fucking cheesecake in New York in the fucking January. That's all. I'll be like, yo, what's your name? Sean Combs? Is that your fucking legal name? Bro, I'm not doing that shit. Like, kiss my ass, nigga. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, straight up. I'd have been there. They were like, yo, you can't say that. That's Diddy. You can't do that. I'm like, yo, fuck this dude. Like, straight up.
You seen how Buddy jumped across the thing at the judge?
Yeah, like, what?
Up, bro.
And that's how we start our 2024. My man jumped across. Yo, my wife showed me the whole video where he said he was pleading his case. And she was like, no. She was like, no, I think we need to do something a little different. That motherfucker.
Right.
Fucking, that shit look fake. I ain't gonna lie, it looked fucking fake at first. But goddamn, I don't know.
The way he flew?
Yeah, the way he jumped over the
dummy.
Yeah, he looked like somebody threw him over, right? Hey, like the fuck? Like no. But that's how we started out 2024.
When they brought him back in.
Yeah, they had him all. They had him like Hannibal Lecter and shit. And this motherfucker, like, He eat people.
And his shit in the thing.
They had him tied up. He wasn't even gonna be a speak.
Yeah, he freaked out.
Yeah.
He gonna have triple time now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but yeah, man.
Beat up a female judge.
Yeah, WWF move. Yeah, that's pretty bad. It's not a good look.
Right.
It's not a good look.
He
But
could have been in the WWF, but he chose
with that move, bro.
Damn
Oh,
it,
yeah.
man.
That was a natural.
With his speed?
With his speed,
Right.
Hey.
His speed. He should have been in an NBA.
right? Like, think about his fucking what's that shit they do? The vertical. Like, his vertical was nasty.
Vertical. Like 40 inches, man.
He could be a corner or a fucking safety with that fucking shit.
Right?
They did an interview with Judge Judy where she was like, I don't even know how they allowed him to get
that
past
close.
the courtroom
Right.
so quick, or how he got so close to her. Like, how did he move that fast that nobody caught him
Yeah.
before he jumped over?
He ran a 4.3. He ran the 4.340 and has a 40-inch vertical.
Yeah, and
He
we didn't
could've
even
been the
see
best athlete.
the part from where he came from behind the desk and jumped behind his fucking desk and came around
Right.
and jumped over the fucking judge. We didn't even see that. So I can imagine that shit was swift. As soon as she said, okay, you know what? We're going to do something a little different. He was already in dark mode.
Yeah.
Right.
As soon as she said something, he was like, oh, this is what I want to hear.
Oh, no. This motherfucker right here. No, I already had this shit planned.
Before she knew it, he was.
I'm going viral today, bitch. Fuck that. I'm going to be a meme. God damn it. While I'm in this jail, y'all gonna motherfucking pay me for my meme. Shit. Damn. But yeah, man.
Now the face of 2024.
2024. He's already started out. That's the face of 2024, man. So, but yeah, it's been great talking to y'all. It's great doing the podcast first time of the year. Love the goals that y'all have set. Let's try to stay the course. Let's hold each other accountable to those things. As a group, as we talk in our chat, let's just try to keep each other encouraged and improve things all around. So appreciate y'all, and y'all got any closing words? Anything y'all want to encourage the people out there with?
Keep people around you that are going to support you and help you grow.
There you go.
I appreciate you guys for bringing me out of my shell to get me closer to where I am now.
It was some work, but now we have Lucky out of her shell. Honey has been able to retire and let her sister carry the torch, and it's dope, man. I love it. I love it so much. I can't even put it into words, because like I saw when Honey first said, "Oh yeah, follow my sister on Twitter," I was like, "Oh, she got like 13 followers. Like, what the fuck's going on?" And you talking about you closing in on 10K. Keep doing what you're doing. Be yourself. Be genuine. Don't change for anybody. That's the key thing. Like, everybody gravitates to you for you. Don't feel like, oh, I need to change or be an alter ego. Like, no. Just be yourself. We all have emotional moments. We have high moments. We have low moments. Share that with your group. Share that with your community. You know what I'm saying? And let them know. And let them, help you navigate through those type of things. And, we're always here for you. So you got my number. Like, you just hit us up. Like, it's never anything. So, but yeah, I appreciate you all joining, being on the podcast, and we'll get our 2 members back. I still don't know why Stogie ain't here, and but I do know why Breed is here. So we'll continue this next Tuesday. Let's come up with some new topics, and there'll be some playoff winners and losers. So I don't know. I don't know how next week's episode is gonna go. so let's keep that going, man. And I appreciate y'all. Peace.
Later.
Yeah.
And all the guys in the back.